free agents need to know what they are.
Hello and welcome to Blue Jays Today, where we always have something to say about the Toronto Blue Jays. And I'm your host, Adam Peddle.
And I'm your host, Nick Paleolog. And today we are going to be talking about absolutely nothing specific at all. Okay, that's a lie. We are going to be breaking down an article one of our lovely writers has written for us. His name is Justin Walters. We will put his ats below.
Here, right here.
And we're going to be talking about some of the stuff that he wrote and some of the subject matter. And we're going to be breaking down some of our thoughts about these things. Before we get into that, though, guys, please make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. Tell us how much you love us.
Well, you don't have to, just if you hate us.
How much you love us.
If you hate us, go for it.
And also pay us $3 a month, because if you do, you can become a Patreon member and we will answer your question and say whatever it is that you want us to say for $3 a month. That's how much money it takes to buy my soul. So
exactly, I'll do whatever you freaking want for $3 a month.
Completely agree.
Literally whatever, bro.
I mean, we're doing this for free, so
exactly. So if you pay me, like, damn, I'll sell myself out.
Let's talk about this article. What is subject numero uno?
So, just give us some context, before I get into the subject one, is, our writer, Justin Walters, he created this Blue Jays holiday wish list. Obviously, it's already past the holidays at this point. But I thought it was a really good article to kind of break down and talk about, like, what do we think about these kind of holiday wish lists. And first one on the list is, to sign a big free agent. And I mean, I think our entire podcast and our entire off season has been kind of like surrounded around signing a big free agent, and like, hell yeah, I'm so down. But what would in your mind count as a big free agent? Like, who contributes to that category?
Okay, the big free agents for me are Trevor Bauer, DJ LeMahieu, George Springer, and JT Realmuto. Any one of those four, and I will drop whatever it is that I'm doing and make a podcast.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I will drop whatever it is that I'm doing and sit down in this chair and I will make a podcast. Oh, right, you know what? Yeah. Actually, also Ozuna too. Ozuna Ozuna is part of that list.
I was gonna say, like, okay, so what about these other people? So what about Liam Hendriks?
Not the same tier for me. Not the same tier.
But we definitely still make a podcast.
I mean, okay. I mean, realistically, like, we're gonna make a fucking podcast on Joe Blow from like Timmins. At this point,
we made a podcast on like Castro.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, like, we'll make a podcast on anyone at this point,
fair
because
enough,
they're not doing anything. However, I would look at Liam Hendriks as being in a separate tier from those other guys.
Yeah, of course.
Like, I'm seeing Ozuna, I'm seeing Springer, I'm seeing all those other guys in a separate.
Yeah.
What about you?
In a separate category. Well, obviously the same thing. I mean, I'm also reading what Justin was saying, like Trevor Bauer, all the same guys were saying. And I mean, who else would actually fucking count? Like, who else is a free agent this year that's not like a big... Because those are the four that come out to me, is that JT, Bauer, Springer.
I mean, I think after that, like, we're starting to get into Taijuan Walker territory.
Taijuan Walker.
And,
Paxton.
Don't get me wrong. I am ready and willing to sign Taijuan Walker. I'm surprised that we haven't done it already.
You know what? It's really sad, but I'm reading articles now that apparently Taijuan Walker, we've lost him. "Quote unquote," we've lost Taijuan Walker, apparently, to free agency. I mean, at this point, if I were to put a percentage on it and getting Taijuan Walker back, I'd probably say 30. What would you say on percentage of getting Taijuan Walker back? I'd say 30%.
Oof. I don't honestly, I don't even know.
It's
percentage is
yeah.
question mark. The like free agency is a deep, dark void where dreams go to die, is what I'm learning so far this offseason.
Wait, like our dreams or the players' dreams? Because players are getting the hell. Like they're getting hell, or they're getting the benefits.
Here's the thing, like players aren't even doing that great either because it's COVID time and I'm assuming that no one is making the money that they would have thought that they would have made from what they're doing. Like this is I'm so sick of this. I want this to be over. I want to go back to normal life.
It's a little I think that's what we all feel, on a real, not a baseball standpoint, but on a real human standpoint.
On a real human standpoint, I would tend to agree.
We're done. But we're not stupid, and we're going to go take off our mask and go, fuck this shit. Like, I'm done with COVID. No, we're going to still put on our masks. We're still going to be safe, but we're not going to be stupid. All right? We're going to take our vaccines when they come, get back to normal life.
Oof, we just got real there.
I got political a little bit there, but hey, it shouldn't be political. It should be a human thing.
Should be a human thing.
That's what I'm saying.
What's number 2? What is number 2 on the article?
Number 2 is Guerrero Jr. to take the next step. And this is what we talked about a lot.
Well, I remember saying, like, this has been something that's been on the minds of baseball people for, whenever it was that the tiny little sperm from Vladimir Guerrero entered I'm not sure what her name is.
Right.
But it's like people were like baseball analysts everywhere were like, what's going on? And ever since that moment, it has been a fury of question marks associated with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. I am ready for the question marks to turn into exclamation points.
Yeah.
And I want it to happen this year. I want it to happen last year. I want it to happen the year before that. But it has to happen this year. Because
I'll set the base for Guerrero. I'll set the base for him where it's like he has been performing like an average major leaguer. So when you look at the hype, like the fucking question marks from the sperm cells, whatever it is, he hasn't lived up to that. He hasn't lived up to the standards that he was given when he came to the league, being like a 330 hitter with 40 home runs. And look, he's 21 years old. He's 21 years old. And I think, and I do agree with Justin, is that Guerrero Jr. does need to take another step. Whether it be hitting 330, that'd be amazing, of course. I don't expect him to do that. But if he hits 395 and with
395,
395. He hits 395 next year. That's a step. It's not a it's
sorry, dude, you're gonna watch this back. You're gonna laugh so hard at what you're saying.
Oh right shit, now. 395. I meant 295. 295. If he hit 295,
only just hit 395.
Okay. Take it back.
I understand.
I've had a few beers.
295. That is very. I think that realistically, based on a player whom, and draft pedigree does come into this, and this is why Guerrero so far has been a disappointment, because he has been average and because everyone was touting this guy to be the guy, like the next guy. I'm not expecting him to be the next guy this year. However, if we inevitably want him to be the next guy, then a step needs to be taken this season, in my opinion.
So what would that step, what would require, what's the floor of that step? What do you need to see from Vladdy?
I think that the minimum, if we're hitting below, okay, if I'm being realistic right now, if he is hitting below 280, if he's hitting below 280, I think I'm going to be disappointed.
What if he hit 279?
I was literally thinking that. I was
Like,
literally thinking
279 is still pretty
it's
good.
still pretty good. It's still pretty good.
It all depends on what he does aside of
production
because
wise. Also, like we can't go just on
average
average,
isn't
but it's
the
like beast. But on his level of what he is capable of, average wise, I think that 280 for Vladdy is very, very, very capable. In his third season, now adjusting to these pitchers, I think that is something that he can definitely do.
For me, I think
want to see it.
For me, I think he needs to hit 30 home runs in 162 games. That's it. He needs to hit 30.
The production. You
need
production.
30 home runs. You need 30 home runs. That's it. Like that is what. Okay.
Granted, now there's a lot of players who hit 30 home runs. Like 30 home runs isn't as elusive as it used to be.
But that's the step I need because like what he's projected to do is under 30 home runs so far in his career. It's under 30.
Yeah, we can't.
I need 30 home runs. I'm the MLB standard. You need to hit 30 home runs or else you are denied. But that's the thing that's his prospect. He needs to hit 30 home runs.
Oh, I mean, realistically, like for what we were sold on.
Exactly.
If, and like for you, it's production. For me, I'm talking about average and contact. Like it's the same shit. Like we're talking about a very above average MLB player.
I just need to see him go out there and try his best every at bat. That's what I need to see at the end of the day. I need to see him go out there.
What if he hit .050? What if he hit 50?
Okay,
and he was trying.
Well, if he's hitting .050, this man is literally sucking ass. This man is swinging. He's swinging at every pitch. He's just giving it his all at every pitch. No, like I need to see Vladdy have good at bats, hit for good contact, and that's it. His expected batting average is what I'm going to look at a lot, honestly. If his expecting batting average could be 280, that's good for me. It's good for me.
Agreed.
Good for me.
If the expected batting average can be 280,
yeah,
I would be happy with that. I'm really hoping for a breakout year.
Me too.
From Vlad Guerrero Jr. We need it. Team-wise, we need it.
So we got
actually hold up before we get into that. Before we break into that, I just said we need it. What do you think a breakout year for Vlad would do for us as a team?
Well, it's gonna help us because you look at the team right now. It's like, do I have any doubt that Bo is gonna put up elite numbers, meaning 290, 30, 20? He's on a home run. He's on a home run hitter, even though he's showing it. He's
the thing is, I think that Bo is gonna hit over 30 home runs.
He's gonna.
In a season.
He's gonna.
In a 162 game season. He will.
He's gonna be a top 3 contributor to the team. You know what I mean?
He's going to hit over 30 home runs. Like in a full season, if he is healthy, if he's done what it looks like he will do, in my opinion, he will get over 30 home runs. He will get over 100 RBIs. He will hit for, over 285. He's gonna be really good, man.
But in the Bo argument, I just need to see him, have a bit better at bats in terms of like taking pitches.
We've talked about this. I agree. I agree.
However, getting back to the point of like, what does Vlad need to do?
Imagine if we just had that extra bet. And Hernandez continued what he did.
You already have Hernandez. You already have Gurriel. You already have Bo.
But it's like
you already have Biggio.
Hernandez and Guerrero, they can be the power bats.
Yeah.
They can be the RBI machine.
And the third guy, if you're talking, Hernandez, then it comes Guerrero. The third guy is Rowdy. The third guy is Rowdy.
Let's not forget that even though I don't love him, Grichuk's ceiling can give us 30 home runs. His
number 4
can give us 30 home runs.
And that's insane. Number 4 power bat.
When you're considering that we also have Lourdes, an overall excellent hitter.
Yeah.
Bichette, excellent. And Biggio, who specializes in getting on base. We're talking about a team that can score runs if Vladdy can smack.
If Vladdy can contribute a little, and like we're not going to put all the like I hate putting all the pressure on one player, but from a fan perspective, like
but I'm putting all the pressure.
I'm putting
all the pressure.
I'm gonna put a lot of pressure on this man just because if he can contribute the way he's supposed to, what fucking scouts say he should do, then our team's gonna be our batting lineup is gonna be undeniable.
Because realistically, he's supposed to be an overall elite at bat. We're also talking average too, not just power.
Exactly.
It'd be him and Bo Bichette funneled in by like on base specialists of Biggio and Gurriel,
and then consistent
finishing with like
the breakout Hernandez.
It'd be an amazing sandwich of runs scored. We want it to happen.
Now, runs scored is amazing. I love offense. Everyone loves offense. But what we need. But what we really need, really need is pitching. And our third prompt that Justin Walters gave us is Pearson to stay healthy. We need Pearson to stay healthy this year. Well, I
also need Pearson to find the strike zone.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, yes, Pearson needs to stay healthy. It was shortened sample size.
Yeah.
He needs to stay healthy. But Pearson also, needs to find the strike zone.
Yeah.
And, I took this one baseball MLB network analyst. I think it was, I don't know where it was. It doesn't matter. But when they broke down Pearson's delivery to the strike zone, and they broke down all the elite pitchers like Cole, Verlander, Scherzer, everyone.
These are the guys.
These are the guys that do it.
This is the person that you want Pearson to become because his ceiling is Cole, Verlander, Scherzer.
Exactly. You know where they finished all their deliveries? They were looking right
directly in front
at the strike zone.
Yeah.
They finished right there. You know where Pearson was most of the time? Over there. He's over there.
He's
over there
right now.
And the reason why is because he's trying to throw 150 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Like he's trying to throw way harder than he actually can. And I hope that someone says this to him. Again, I've only played fucking AAA baseball in my league. But I know that your eyes have to go where the sport is. When I'm a hitter, where are my eyes? They're where the bat hits the ball.
It's a transferable skill in every sport.
It's
possible,
hand-eye.
Like you're talking about hockey, you're looking where you're shooting.
You gotta see where you're going.
Football, you're like wherever you're throwing, that's where you're looking.
Boom.
And similarly to that,
baseball
is baseball as well. And you're right, he's not
over here
where he's throwing. And this is such an interesting thing because I've watched a lot of videos and they hyped me up. They hyped me up as a fan. Like I was like, yes. With
Pearson or
with Pearson, and he was talking about I want to hit 105 miles per hour.
105 or 110?
110. My mistake. 110 miles per hour.
105 is realistic. 110.
110.
Ooh,
110.
Yeah.
And it was all about speed, miles per hour, speed. I'm down, dude. Like, don't get me wrong. I am down. But number one comes. That's accuracy. It's always accuracy.
Command.
It's command, and it's like, where do I want to throw this ball? Is it going there?
Because look, you look at Verlander and Cole are the number one, and Scherzer too, are the number one's names that come to my mind who can throw upper 90s,
high velocity,
hit 100
with exceptional accuracy.
They can put it right on the corner.
Pinpoint.
You don't need to throw 110 because the best hitters are going to hit your 110. Mm-hmm. They're going to hit that.
And what's exceptional about those pitchers as well is I've seen Cole miss. I've seen Verlander miss. I've seen Scherzer miss. But it's not by a lot. No. It is not by a lot.
A hair.
And that's what makes the difference is when those guys miss, we're not going from like bottom left to like top left here. It's like it's a very small margin of error because they recognize that if I can command this ball where I want it to go, the power will come.
And I agree with you. And like here's the fine line. Pearson's on this side trying to fucking throw 110. And then there's other people who are trying to command so cautiously that they try to like throw it in. They try to aim it in. As my coach used to tell me back in the day. You're trying to aim it in. There's a middle point where you're gonna throw hard. You're gonna throw exactly. You got to trust your muscle memory, which you've been doing your entire life, Nate. You've been doing your entire life, but you're also gonna trust your eyes.
Yeah.
You got to hit that middle point where you're going to throw it hard and hit that corner. You're not going to try to aim that corner, because I always saw Nate. He'd either go, I'm going to try to throw hard as hell and a wild, but then when he starts realizing that he's wild, he's going to go, oh shit, I need to dial back and toss this floater in here. That's when he throws 96.
I hate to throw this to another sport, but the way that you just spoke really made me think about, and I know that we've seen this video together, and it was my favorite football team, Devontae Adams. He was talking about catching a ball, and he was saying that a lot of other guys get in their heads and they think about the other guy and whatever, and I just think about catching the ball. I look at the ball and I catch the ball. And the way that you just spoke about pitching is the way that he spoke about catching a ball. And it really comes down to being in your body, trusting yourself. And that's what makes him the best wide receiver in football. And Nate Pearson has the skills to become one of the best, if not the best, pitcher in baseball, if he can trust himself. Now, his prompt over here was he needs to stay healthy. What type of jump do you think he will make if Pearson is capable of staying healthy the entire season?
Because he's guaranteed, well, I hope that he'd be guaranteed a starting position spot.
I hope so too, whether that be 4 or 5, but in and around there, we can give him that, I think.
So he, let's say he gets 30 starts, 33, 32, whatever it might be.
Could be optimistic, but I'm with you.
Right. That's if he's healthy, right? Yep. If he gets healthy, he's 32 starts.
With you.
I would hope it's below obviously I'd hope it's below 4 ERA, but if he has pitches like a 4.2, that is what I consider a step. It's a step. Mm-hmm. It's not a launch into category of all-star, but it's a step.
Yeah.
But obviously I, as a fan, in this pressing time where we need starting pitching, I'd want him to get under to maybe 3.8.
I want him to look like Glasnow.
Not this year, but last year.
Well,
even this year, but
that's the thing. Like what you're talking about is Glasnow. It's like I want him to look like Glasnow. Glasnow is not perfected. He's not clean. He's not smoothed off. There is some rough edges to Glasnow's game. However,
he only has 3 pitches. He needs to develop a 4th one.
Exactly, but he's still young.
Honestly, he's barely developed his changeup. He needs to develop his changeup a little.
He's got to get it going. Realistically, he's only got 2 pitches.
Yeah,
but
seriously.
Nate Pearson right now doesn't even really have 1 pitch because we're missing the zone.
Like, he's got his fastball. He's got a really good slider. His changeup is there. But that's it.
We need to command.
You need to command the fastball before you even start commanding anything else.
And I think that's what I want to see overall. Most of all is, ERA will come if I'm witnessing him find a groove and find himself as a pitcher instead of trying to be someone that he's not.
Yeah, he's trying to be Rolls Chapman on steroids without the steroids.
Completely agree. Completely agree. So stay healthy, Pearson, and please. I hope the best for you.
Another thing that our writer Justin brought up was to find a catcher, a number 1 catcher. Find a true number 1 catcher.
There's been a lot of rumors about us trading Danny Jansen. I've heard that, he could get moved, and then if he gets moved, we're moving to what? Like just Kirk off of the 30 at-bats that he had, or how many was it?
And don't get me wrong, I know a lot of Blue Jays fans out there are really excited about Kirk, but so am I. However, yeah, like you said, 30. I don't even know how many bats he had. He barely had any, and it's exciting. You know, I look back at many people's careers who have had 30 at bats and been hyped up. Look at JP Arancibia when he came out for the Blue Jays and he had that monstrous first game. Everyone was so excited. What did he become? Well, I don't know. He retired after what, like 6 years?
This is no insult to baseball players whatsoever, but baseball is a game of numbers. It's a game of stats, and those stats develop over time. You know, it's like 30 at bats is nothing. You know, it is nothing. And you know, you put like Joe Blow out there on the plate, he gets lucky. He hits a couple things in 30 at bats. Oh my gosh, is he the next guy? Well, I don't know, because it was in 30 at bats.
However, I will make the argument that a lot of people, you know, in the Blue Jays organization has said that, you know, Alejandro Kirk is really good. He is a great contact hitter. He is a great exceptional hitter. In terms of his catching abilities, I haven't really seen much to really make an argument about that. However, you know, we really do need a catcher to break out, whether it be Alejandro Kirk or it be Danny Jansen. Danny Jansen is a great defensive player. He was nominated for a Gold Glove 2 years ago. He was. But his bat is yet to be seen. Yes, we saw that great game 2 where we got blown out and he hit, what, 1 or 2 home runs? I think it was... I deleted that memory from my mind, but he had a really great game. And yes, but we do need a catcher in 162 games to break out. And that's the whole thing, man. We need 162 games to really see who these guys are made of.
That's always the argument. You know, it's like realistically, it's impossible to tell if, based off in last season, is going forward, are you ready to give the reins over to Alejandro Kirk? Or is it too early to tell?
I think it's still split.
I think it's too early to tell. Because me personally, it's too early.
Here's the funny thing. Like last year, the whole Alejandro Kirk and Danny Jansen situation played out perfectly because we didn't have a DH. So when it came time to DH, we'd put Alejandro Kirk.
Put the hot guy. He's hot, man.
That's what we did in the playoffs. But if we get like a George Springer, obviously it's gonna be Hernandez DHing. Mm-hmm. What do you gotta split?
Thing?
I think it's gonna be a straight up audition because Danny Jansen, great with the glove, been with the team, great team leader. Alejandro Kirk, hot breakout player, not so good with the glove, but it's gonna be a trial and error.
I wish that we could just take their bodies and put them in one body,
like take their bat and take their defensive skills and put them together.
Sure. You know, or my thing, but yes, what you're talking
more
about.
Specifically, yeah.
If we could get Alejandro from, and again, I cannot stress this enough, you know, very short sample size at bats, and if we could also pair that with Danny Jansen catching ability, that would be amazing, and that would be awesome. I hope that Alejandro Kirk can develop more defensively and continue at least along the same path. I expect a regression offensively. Obviously, he's not going to hit what he hit last year. I expect a regression. But if you continue along the path and get defensively better, I'm ready for him to take the reins. So I'm excited to see this audition moving forward.
It's going to be audition 2021, man. It's going to be a very exciting year, man. I can't.
Catching-wise,
wait.
for sure.
Our last prompt provided by Justin Walters is Teoscar to not be a one-hit wonder. And yeah. Yeah, man. That's one thing I'm definitely looking forward to is like look, Teoscar, like you had a great breakout year. You changed your approach. You're more selective at the plate. Like keep that going. Like I really don't want him to start forcing shit. And like I know when he came back from his injury, he kind of like was a little sprinkle of force, but he went right back to where he was. His average dipped a bit back to
this is one of those scenarios where, oh God, I wish the sample size was longer. Yeah. I wish the sample size was longer. I wish that I could have seen this man play 162 games. So then I could say to everyone else, I could say to you guys, hell, I could say to myself that this is what he is. We still don't know for sure. And this is part of the reason why we're having a hard time getting free agents, because they don't know either.
No one knows.
It's just we don't know. I fucking hated Hernandez coming into last season.
I hated Hernandez too.
You hated him too, bro.
Him.
There was nothing to like about this guy.
No.
Every single metric, every single statistic pointing to this guy being god-awful bad. What does he do? Completely flips all that shit on its head and does the opposite. Please, man, please. And don't do this to me. Do it again.
You know what actually is really intriguing, and I didn't think about this until the other day, but we had what was the one difference in our coaching staff last year? We had Dante Bichette coaching our hitters.
He's a big boy.
But he's also, a
daddy.
Yes, but he technically is. But he is an exceptional hitter.
He is an exceptional
one of the greatest hitters of all time.
Wasn't he a bomber?
He was an absolute bomber. He was a destroyer. he murdered. He was a murderer.
Was he a Bronx bomber though?
No, Colorado.
Colorado, yes.
Yeah. So obviously it's inflated. But the thing is, he was a great hitter. And when Dante Bichette joined the team last year, Hernandez changed his approach. Rowdy changed his approach. There was guys who actually adopted his approach. Bichette, don't think you listen that much. Gurriel, you can even make an argument that Gurriel changed his approach.
Well, I mean, you're talking about Rowdy and you're also talking about Hernandez. And those are similar guys to Dante Bichette. Dante Bichette was a power hitter primarily, but who obviously was elite. Like Dante Bichette is the ceiling of Teoscar Hernandez.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, I don't even think that, I think that that's too high of a ceiling for Rowdy Tellez. I'm not sure if he can get there yet based on what I've seen.
He may.
Who knows? It's like the very tippity top of the ceiling for Rowdy Tellez could be Dante Bichette. And that's a good observation that you made, that potentially that coaching change and bringing him in could help Teoscar. I really hope that it continues to help Teoscar, because God only knows that would kill the rebuild, bro.
Yeah.
If Teoscar reverts back to his old strikeout ways and we also don't get a breakout from Vladdy, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I think that we're in trouble
offensively. Like, if that were to happen, theoretically, then we would need a giant boost pitching-wise. We need a giant boost pitching-wise. Then we'd be okay. We'd maybe do a little bit better. But that's all it'd be. I do believe that Teoscar, on this topic of Teoscar, that he does need to continue what he does, because that's that man that I didn't even think about. We're all thinking about Bo. We're all thinking about Vlad. We're all thinking about Gurriel, Biggio. But Teoscar's that man that needs to support the team. Mm-hmm. He needs to support them with this bat and Rowdy. And those are the guys that we need to have locked in. And now, once we have those guys locked in, because we know we can't win championships just based on offense, we need that pitching staff. And that's where Nate Pearson
We
comes
need
in.
them to become exacts. I need to know what they are. And that's not just for me. Free agents need to know what they are.
Yes.
That's how they will come to this team.
And that's what 2021 is going to prove. If we don't make a move in this offseason, like a big move, I'm saying. If we don't make that big move in this offseason,
the big move is going to come from Teoscar and Vladdy.
Yeah, they gotta show that we deserve the big move.
Yes,
that's it.
Yes,
that's it.
They are the guys who will make that move happen.
That's it. And also, just to throw in here, I just got an update from the Score. Headline says Trevor Bauer wants to cash in NL Cy Young Award winner, reportedly seeking 5 to 6 year deal, $36 to $40 million.
Well, I mean, no shit. If I was in his position, I would also want to cash in too.
What? But wait, 36 to 40 million a year, bro. You're not getting more than Garrett Cole. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, what does Cole make again?
Like 30 million a year or something? 32? Actually,
What?
I gotta answer this. I gotta answer this right now in this podcast because that's ridiculous. Garrett Cole.
There's no way in hell that you're better than Garrett. I'm sorry. You had you were literally.
You were really good last year, but
really
but
good
in
last
a short
year,
sample
but
size.
the year before that, you broke a team. You were hitting people in the stands. You had a bad ERA. You were awful. Wouldn't want you.
Oh,
We're going off of your last year's stats based on a very short sample size. You're fucking Teoscar Hernandez, bro. Chill.
So if I'm looking at this guy's career earnings, hold on. How much is he making a year? Let's go back. Hold on, I got it. He's making $36 million a year, Garrett Cole. So you want Garrett Cole money?
Yeah.
And
I don't
more.
think that you're worth.
I do not think you're Garrett Cole,
No.
especially in this COVID year. You're not getting that, dude. I'm sorry.
no.
Hell, if you even sign with us,
You
I
would
would
have
hate.
needed to. I would not be happy with that.
I would
deal.
not.
No.
Of 36
I would want
million.
Garrett Cole for that money.
Yeah.
I want a top 3 pitcher in the MLB, arguably the best pitcher in the. I want Cole. I want DeGrom. Those are the only 2 guys.
Yep.
I wouldn't even want Verlander because
He's old. Yep.
I want Cole. I want DeGrom. Those are the only 2 guys that I would take at that money.
That's it.
Only 2 guys.
That's it. That's ridiculous.
Sorry, Bauer.
Sorry, Bauer, man.
You're
that's
not quite that
ridiculous.
good for that.
Fuck
you.
He's trying to hype himself up.
He's
trying to hype himself up with
He's
this
trying
whole
to hype
social
himself
media
up.
campaign
I
shit. Like,
hate
fuck
this
off,
shit.
dude.
Yeah. He's
Seriously.
really trying to get that money back.
I'm sorry. If any of you guys are out there thinking if anyone thinks Bauer's a good person and trying to I'm humble, no, he's not humble and shit. He's not humble at all.
No.
This man's an asshole.
No.
And hey, do I want him on the team? Yeah.
Yeah.
But not for $36 million.
Are we bitter about him not shouting us out?
Yeah.
After we made that goddamn video about you? Yes, we are. But for $36 million, like we said, I want Garrett Cole or Jacob DeGrom. Period. Guys, thank you for watching this video. It was so lovely. If you have any comments below about anything that we talked about, because we talked about a lot, please comment it down below. Also subscribe and hit the notification button.
And guys, make sure to follow us on our Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, and Breaker. Also hit us up on our Instagram, Twitter. All these things are in the description down below. And also make sure, if you want to become a Patron and support the podcast for $3 a month, it's just down below. Easy to sign up. Please support the boys. You can ask your question on this podcast. We'll answer it for you.
Super easy, super cheap, very unlike Trevor Bauer. Thanks so much for watching.
And please, Jays, go.